Good afternoon, I'm Catherine Logan, broadcasting to you today from the GBTA conference here in Berlin. I am joined by Joe Healy, Chief Strategy Officer for Taxback International. Joe, thank you for coming here.
Catherine, thanks a million. Delighted to be here.
Oh, great. Joe, tell me this, what are the upcoming trends that we are looking at generally in the industry?
So Catherine, there's a number of trends that are going to potentially have a major consequence and negative consequence to the corporate world recovering value-added tax on travel and expense. We know, and it's well known now over the past 14, 15 years, we've been at the forefront of evangelizing VAT reclaim for travel expenses at all of your events, and everybody's doing it now, which is fantastic. But what we have is companies are reacting to government legislation. There's now a movement for organizations to improve their digital core. And what this is effectively digitizing and automating as many of their processes as possible. You know, from HR to tax. And that is as a result of what the tax offices are doing in relation to e-invoicing. Now, e-invoicing isn't your PDF that you get from your hotel. It's not a photograph that you're taking of your receipt in your restaurant. What I mean by e-invoicing, it's effectively cradle to the grave. It's the generation of the invoice on the supplier side. It's the transmission of the invoice. It's the receipt of it, the archiving it, and the storage of it. All must be digital now. And that's starting now in 2022. And more countries are going to bring it in 23, 24. By the end of 2024, we'll probably have all EU countries adopting e-invoicing. And that's going to have a serious impact because the connotations for our clients is if you don't have an e-invoicing solution and if you don't have the correct reporting method, B2G as we call it, business to government, then all the VAT deduction is blocked potentially.
Yeah, that sounds like such a rigorous process. So tell me this, how can Taxback International help its clients be more or capture invoices in a more compliant way?
Well, the good news for our customers and any prospects out there is the fact that we've been at the forefront of automating VAT reclaim for a very long time. We were very much at the front of the queue in relation to integrating with TMCs, with expense management systems, and now we're at the very forefront of bringing in our own e-invoice solution for our clients as well. Now we have existing collaborations with companies in places like Mexico and Peru where we must validate what's called XMLs, which is a formatted document for the government. And we're doing the same thing in Europe now. So rather than customers having to go off and look at their digital core and try to, scratch their heads and say, okay, how do we solve for this problem? The good news for our clients is the problem has been solved. We're ready to go. We already have the rules. We're a VAT specialist company. We know the travel industry inside out, so we'll be able to adopt our solutions to these specific problems.
Yeah. So we know you're very active in the travel space, but how are you working with clients and suppliers to help them around MICE events?
Yeah, absolutely. So MICE events are something that I don't believe organizations thought enough about in the VAT in the planning of their events. So what we're doing with our customers now is, and we're seeing our customers consolidate the number of suppliers they have around MICE, and we're collaborating very, very closely with those companies, those specialist meeting and event organizers, to ensure that, okay, when you sit down with our mutual customer and you start planning your event, here's what you need to know about this country. And we want to advise them, who are your attendees? Are they going to be our mutual clients' customers? Are they going to be suppliers? Are they going to be partners? Are they going to be their own people at the event? This is a direct impact on what kind of VAT deduction is possible for that client. And if you can say, if between us, by collaborating in advance, knowledge sharing and planning properly for all aspects of the event, if we can save that customer 20% on their VAT reclaim or on their cost of their event, it's huge. So it might be something as simple as moving from one region to another or one country to another that's neighboring, and you end up making huge cost savings. So it's forward planning is my big advice there around MICE.
Absolutely. And with that, Joe, thank you for joining me at the broadcast studio today. I'm Catherine Logan, broadcasting from GBTA conference in Berlin. Thank you for tuning in.